Hey y'all, welcome to the Motivation Babe podcast. I am your host, Hills, the Motivation Babe, and I am on a mission to empower you and thousands of women every single day. Think of the Motivation Babe podcast as your go-to resource for mindset talks that give you the confidence to become the best version of yourself. I am so honored you are here. Get ready to level up as we dive in.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Motivation Babe podcast with me. It's your girl, it's Hills, and let's talk. Let's talk today about last year. Whew, what a year. What a year for so many of us. Can we just all agree? We're so happy to be in a brand new year, but I believe it is so important before we get excited, we start 2023, is to reflect and to look back and to find what are your top takeaways? What are your lessons learned? This is how we grow. This is how we evolve. We reflect, right? So we don't make the same mistakes again. And we take those lessons learned and we apply them into the new year. So this is kind of going to be a personal episode. I'm going to share my takeaways with you, but so I can help you. Maybe you can relate. Maybe there's going to be some new ideas and concepts for you, but I know this is going to serve somebody today. So let's dive in on today's episode. Okay, so 2022, wow, I have to say so much changed in the last year personally for myself. And, I have to attribute the biggest change to I just started doing things for me. I stopped doing things for other people, and not in a bad way, but I started putting me first. And I started finding what felt good for me, what was aligned for me. I started having boundaries. I just started doing me for the first time. And I don't know if that has something to do with being in my 30s, coming out of my 20s, but oh my gosh, I just took so much authority in my life in doing what felt right for me. And on that note, piggybacking to I stopped people pleasing. And I know so many of us ambitious women out there, we people please. We have that urge to please others and make others happy. But sis, hold on. Are you happy? And maybe you need to reflect on that right now, right? If you catch yourself in the people pleasing mode and that mindset, and it's really hard for you to step away from that. Before you please someone else, you have to make sure you're pleasing yourself, you're happy with you. So that I think is the biggest takeaway from 2022 and how I made it different was I started doing me and I stopped people pleasing. And I just laid down some boundaries, honestly. The next thing I did was I really feel like I stepped into my purpose. If you followed me for a while, I made an entire career change in 2022. I stepped into coaching. I really stepped into my podcasting and my speaking and so much more. And I'm going to use this word a lot this season, alignment. Stepping into your purpose is all about finding your alignment. And that's what 2022 was about. I rewrote my story. When was the last time you rewrote your story? Because you can rewrite your story today, right now. You can literally get out a journal, or if you even want it before you get there, just in your mind, rewrite the story. Rewrite the story of your life. Ready? I'm going to give you some permission right now because sometimes we all need a little bit of permission. I'm giving you permission, just like I gave myself permission to change it up, to change my career, to change some of the decisions and choices I made. I just made the decision, y'all. And we talked about this in the previous episode, the power of decision. You have permission to change it up. You have permission to rewrite your story and listen to me. Don't worry about what anyone else will say. Don't worry because honestly, I hope we're still not there in that mindset, but everyone is too worried thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about you. And I'm saying that in the nicest, kindest way. I think, we think about ourselves so much and what others are going to think. But honestly, everyone is in that same mindset. That was a huge part of 2022 is when I started doing me, and I want you to do this too, it was really not caring what anyone else was going to say anymore. And ladies, friends, y'all, seriously, other people, this is one of my favorite things, is like, they don't pay your bills. They don't live with you. It's you versus you. We got to drop that story, drop the limiting beliefs, stop caring about what other people think, right? And rewrite that story. Start today. What's the story? What's the story you want to write for yourself? Make yourself proud. All right. The next thing I learned in 2022 was starting before I was ready. Starting before I was ready. How many of us have, like, I know I am not alone. You have an idea queens. Yeah. You've had a million amazing, probably $1 billion ideas. You've had ideas. And then you get into the planning phase. And then we get stuck in the planning phase and we don't execute. Okay. 2022 was a lot of execution and a lot of execution behind the scenes. 2022, and y'all know if you follow me, like if you don't follow me, at the motivation babe _ on Instagram. And 2022, I worked a lot behind the scenes. I laid a solid foundation for myself and for my future. I had to lay low, honestly. I wasn't on social as much. I used to record my entire days on stories and post all the time, and I really limited it in 2022 so I could focus my energy. I focused my energy on me and not too much on camera so I could lay that foundation. And maybe that's what you're going to do this year for yourself. Maybe you're going to lay the foundation. You don't have to show up every day. You don't have to do anything. You have to be in alignment. You have to chase your purpose. You have to figure out what you want. You have to rewrite your story. And a lot of that happens with you and only you. In protecting your energy and being really, really careful who you share your dreams and your goals with. Gosh, that right there. I think, can we just that can be the biggest takeaway of this episode. This year, promise me this, okay? You're going to be very, very careful who you share your goals, your dreams, and your vision with. Because let me tell you this, you share those things with the wrong person, they will squash your dreams. They will make you think differently about your goals, and you won't take action. I kept so much to myself, so much in my journal, so much with me and God and the universe. Maybe my mom knew, of all people, right, of what I was doing. But when I protected my goal, my dream, my baby, when I protected that, so much flourished. I didn't have the opinions of others. And I want you to practice that. I have the most amazing circle of friends and I love everyone to death. But it was a year of honestly much needed privacy, time, space, and capacity for me to align with myself really and the future version of me, to rewrite that story, to lay the foundation. And maybe that's exactly what you need to do this year. Guys, how fast does a year fly by? How fast does a quarter fly by? 90 days. Take the time off. Take the time off social. Take the time to pivot. Take the time to grow. Take the time to think. What is the rush? There is no rush. Remember, you versus you. Drown out the noise of other people. Get in your lane, stay there, and dig down deep. All right. Honestly, I'm just going to look at my notes really quick here. 2022, top takeaways, doing you. Ooh, this was another good one. Say yes more. Just say yes. Say yes to things and opportunities and places and events and people. Say yes more. I said yes to almost every opportunity that came my way. And I have just so many memories from 2022 that I couldn't imagine if I said no to, I wouldn't have. The people I've met, the things that have happened. So say yes more, block out the noise, share your goals wisely, and start to do you. This is the year. This is the do you year. Do you. Do you, sis. All right? This is fun. I'm sure there's so much more that I'll think of that I'll be posting and sharing inside the Telegram chat. So make sure that you're inside the Telegram chat. It's the Motivation Babe. The link is in the bio. The link is in the show notes. But screenshot this. I want you to tag me at the Motivation Babe podcast. You can find my personal account at the Motivation Babe, and share with me, what were your takeaways Can you relate to this? Right? What do you want to hear more of this year? And I'm just so excited to be on this journey with you. Start the new year together. It's going to be a great one, y'all. Okay, guys, I love you. I'll see you next episode. Bye.